Yo, what is up? This is RizzyPOW. We are here with week 12 of the MPL. Before we start getting into the actual video, it'd be really appreciated if you guys could get to 10 likes so we can have another video tomorrow. So this week we're going to be going up against Moxie and the Atlanta Braviaries. So make sure to check out Moxie. The link to both his Twitter and YouTube will be in the description below, as well as the Twitter and YouTube for the actual MPL channel. Remember, I do weekly recaps over there, so make sure to check that shit out. Make sure to check it out. So we're going to be going up against Moxie and the Atlanta Braviaries this week, and this is going to be really scary. I battle Moxie in about 2 hours, and I am absolutely terrified because this is a really important match. Just because Moxie has been falling behind a bit. He's lost like the last 4 games or 5 games after going on a 7-week winning streak. So he's on a losing streak now, and he's going to try to obviously win this match just because this is extremely important for playoffs. If I surpass Moxie this week, if I beat him, there's a good chance I can get into playoffs. So I'm really hoping for that. We're going to try. It's going to be very difficult though. Actually, his last win was against us, or our old coach, Brett. He actually was defeated by Moxie, and that was his last win. So we're going to go over Moxie's roster right over here. So I'm going to read out loud: Braviary, Frostlass, Crawdon, Gastrodon, Exploud, Golbat, Infernape, Magneton, Aromatisse, Megaladios, and Ferrothorn. So this is a very scary team. It really is. Especially just looking at Crawdon. I get wrecked by Crawdon. I literally get wrecked by Crawdon. I have no switch-ins at all. I know I have 2 Intimidators. I'm going to have to actually take advantage of them, even though he does have a Braviary with Defiance. I'm going to just have to make sure I don't allow that Braviary to get a Defiant boost. And I do have Slowbro and Zapdos I brought to make sure it doesn't sweep. If it does get the +1, it can potentially do a ton of damage to my team, but I'm going to really try not to do that, even though I do have two Intimidators. So we're going to start going over my team. We did bring the Mega Slowbro, obviously, because Mega Slowbro is a beast. We ran Scald, Slockoff, Grass Knot, and Fire Blast, and originally I ran Speed on this Mega Slowbro, so I could actually outspeed the Gastrodon, but now I decided to bring Chansey. Originally, when I made this team, I actually did not bring Chansey for the first time, and I ended up saying, nah, we need Chansey this time, so I ended up bringing it, but I brought Slowbro. This time I don't have any speed. The only reason I wanted to run speed on it was to outspeed the Gastrodon, and the reason I could do that was so I could predict a switch into it. I could go for a Grass Knot, and then I could outspeed it and go for another Grass Knot and take it out. And that was I wanted to outspeed it on the second turn so it could not get a Toxic on me. So that's why I ran this set. I ran Fire Blast for the Ferrothorn, just one of my answers to Ferrothorn. And my next Pokemon is going to be Chansey. It got 4 HP, Bold, Max Defense, Max Spadef. And we got Stealth Rock, Seismic Toss, Toxic, and Soft Boost. This is my rocker. Pretty much is a self-explanatory set. There's nothing too crazy about it. It's really there because I can wall Pokemon such as Gastrodon, get a Toxic off on it, and he cannot do much to me. If he gets a Toxic off on me, I have Natural Cure, so that's fine. Exploud I can also wall, and some other Pokemon. I got Soft Boils, so I can always have the residual health, all the nice stuff. And my next Pokemon is going to be my lonely Mamoswine, because my Mamoswine is really lonely, man. Really sucks. But we are going to be having an expert belt this week. We're going to be running Ice Shard, Freeze Dry, Icicle Crash, and Earthquake. Freeze Dry is just another option for Gastrodon. I really want to run Superpower and potentially a Banded set so I could actually take on that Ferrothorn a bit better. But I just decided Freeze Dry was better. I have another answer for Gastrodon because I do not have many answers for it. Just that Grass Knot really, and this. So that's why I wanted to do that. Freeze Dry would have been really nice, is really nice against Moxie because, you know, it gets that super effective hit. It can also be super effective against the Crawdons, but mostly it's there for the Gastrodon. And I got the Ice Shard priority because, you know, he has a Megaladios, all that kind of stuff. And we're going to move on to the next Pokemon, which is my first Intimidator, Sprice the Crocodile. My first week bringing Crocodile. I have an Impish, Max Defense, Max HP, Nature with the Pasho Berry. Now, Pasho Berry is a berry that makes me take 50% less from a super effective water attack. So even if his Crawdon gets a Dragon Dance up and ends up getting at least 2, even if he gets 2 Dragon Dances up, I'm pretty sure I will be able to live a hit from it with the what is it, with a Crab Hammer, and I can actually go for the Superpower on it and deal about 85% of damage to it. Now, I could have ran counter. I decided to go for Superpower because I would like to make sure not to let him know I have counter, because he can just set up all over me. If he finds out I have counter, like if I mispredict or something like that, he finds out, that could be a lot of trouble for me. And to be honest, the only reason I have this Crocodile is for an Intimidator on his Crawdaunt. I have nothing for his Crawdaunt, so that's why I have a Crocodile. Literally, if it dies, I don't care too much. If the Crawdaunt's gone, yeah, that would be cool. I just want it for Intimidate, literally. And I had to make sure not to switch it on that Braviary so it doesn't get that +1. I ran Knockoff, Pursuit, Iron Tail, and Superpower. And dealing 80%, 85% is really good for me because I actually have Fake Out on my Scrafty. So that's why I'm okay with that. I want to get a nice Fake Out off the Revenge Kill it after the Superpower. And I'm really expecting to run Life Orb on his Crawdaunt. So that would be fine if he does. That would be fantastic. And yeah, another thing about Crawdaunt that it's so good against my team is because most of my potential Scarfers are actually weak to the water type move, and he can actually carry Aqua Jets, and that would one-shot it, especially if he gets a Dragon Dance up. And I know I can do some cheeky stuff like Scarf, Vacuum Wave from my Blaziken. In the end, I just did not bring Blaziken. I would rather have these Intimidators, and Scarf, Vacuum Wave only does about 65% to the Crawdaunt anyway, so yeah. Now, my next set is the Assault Vest Scrafty, and this thing is there, you know, for his Mega Latios. A Draco Meteor only does about 35% to me because Scrafty is a fucking boss. Another time this is my first time bringing Scrafty as well as that Crocodile. It is that other Intimidator. I really don't want to get this thing up against the Braviary. I don't intend to get these things up against the Braviary because I have other counters for them anyway. If I am put in the situation where I do have to switch in to the Braviary with these 2 Pokemon, I probably already lost the game if I'm put in that position because I have Zapdos and Slowbro that can switch in pretty easily. I'm running this AV set. I have Drain Punch, Fake Out, Knockoff, and Poison Jab. I have Poison Jab to deal with the Aromatisse a little bit better because it does about 43% to it, and all that nice stuff. It does 43% to it, plus 2, I'll be able to outspeed him, 2 Poison Jabs plus a Fake Out. I don't think it'll be able to take him out, but it'll do a lot of damage, and I am a Soul Vest, so I can actually live a Moonblast. Max only does 90% to me, so unless he has a special attack investment, which I highly doubt he has. And we're gonna go on with my last Pokemon. I'm running the freaking Zapdos, and now it's a bold max defense, max HP Zapdos with the freaking Rocky Helmet because I want him to take some residual damage when he brings his Braviary in. Can take some rock damage, go for the Brave Bird, take some more damage, will you please? And then he can get hurt by that Rocky Helmet. I was really close to running Signal Beam. I really was, but I ended up deciding against it, so I could have Defog, and I have Heat Wave, you know, one of my answers to the freaking Ferrothorn, and Volt Switch for the Switch Initiative, and all that sort of shit. And some Pokemon I really wanted to bring was like Fortress. I did not end up bringing it because I really thought I was gonna bring, I'm really thinking he's gonna bring the, I really am thinking he's going to bring the Magneton, and that could be a really big problem because, you know, Magnet Pull, he could go for HP Fire, try to sit up on me. I know we did that one week with Charge Beam, and that could be a really big problem for me. So this is going to be my team, guys. We're going to go to the actual battle, and I'll see you guys there. Peace. Alright, we are here with the actual battle up against Moxie. And this was a really tense battle just because we both knew there was so much on the line, and there were so many plays that went on this match. It was really scary. He did not bring the Braviary, which was so huge. I was so happy to see that because that means I did not have to play around with the Intimidate, Defiant, all that kind of stuff. So I was so happy about that. His Mega Latios, I saw the Mega Latios. I knew that was probably his Defogger. On his team, he does not have any other Defogger. I do have a Defogger myself, so if he does get hazards on my side of the field, I might just defog them off because he does not even have his Braviary, which was one of the main reasons I wanted the Stealth Rocks. He does have his Frostus, so the thing will be nice for it, but I do have a Chansey, so I don't mind it too much. because Chansey walls Frost Blast any day of the week. I'm sorry, it just does. Yeah, so we're gonna start this match right now. He does have the Chron. I knew he was gonna bring the Chron. I mean, like, there's no way he was not gonna bring the Chron. If he gets a D-Dance up, I'm totally screwed. But I'm gonna start off with my Kaminari, kind of expecting him to lead off with his Ferrothorn. He does not lead off with that. He leads off with his Gastrodon, and I can't touch this thing because you guys saw my set. I have Heat Wave, Volt Switch, so I gotta switch the hell out, and I dreamed about this, guys. I can just switch out a Chansey. He actually goes for the Mirror Coat, so he definitely expected me to have HP Grass, but I knew I could just go on a Chansey. I can now go for a Toxic. I don't do too many predictions in this match. I do actually later in the match, but in the beginning of the match, I'm playing it really safe. I'm just saying I want to get my rocks up. I actually thought I went for the Toxic over there, so that's why I said that. But I actually went for these Stealth Rocks. You know, it's free rocks, and he does switch onto this thing, which is kind of problematic because I'd rather he gets his own rocks up, and I'd rather not have any rocks on the field than me having rocks on. So I'm just going to defog. I don't want rocks on my side of the field because I feel like they hurt me more. This Zapdos needs to constantly switch in on stuff like that, and I just wanted it out because the rocks hurt my Zapdos and it's really bad for him. He's gonna go for the Leech Seed, and that's gonna hurt me quite a bit. It's gonna hurt me quite a bit. I need to start roosting up later because even though I have a lot of health right now, I'm gonna end up losing quite a bit more health later because I do stay in. I'm not gonna predict anything. I just go for the Heat Wave. I wish I went for Heat Wave a turn earlier. I guess he predicted me not to go for the Heat Wave and he just went for Leech Seed. I just went for the Defog, as you saw. That was pretty ballsy. I will say myself. And I'm just losing a ton of damage right here. I kind of wish I had the leftovers at this point so I could get some residual health back because it's not looking for me to have a good time to get a Roost off. I'm just kind of looking for that because I know I want to keep this thing healthy so I can wall his Infernape. And Chansey's going to come through. I know that I can eat up any hit he wants to go for. If he goes for a Side Shock, I don't even care. He actually goes for Ice Beam, which is pretty interesting. So we already know he has Ice Beam. He might have Defog, that's what I'm thinking. I'm kind of looking if he has Draco Meteor or not. He does go for the Toxic, as you see. I mean, I go for the Toxic after he goes for the Seismic. Seismic does nothing, and I was so upset. I missed the Toxic. I was so upset, literally. I was so upset. I was just like on the edge of my seat. Toxic land? No. But I go for the Soft Bolt right over here, and because I just want a good amount of health. He does go for the Calm Mind, and you know, it's whatever. I still wall him. I want to get this Toxic off now, and he's going to switch on his Ferrothorn, predicting the Toxic. I am at full health now, so that's pretty fine. That is pretty fine with me. I'm going to go for this nice and Toxic, but it's not going to affect the Ferrothorn at all. And now I'm going to go on to my Kaminari, my Zapdos, because this thing, Ferrothorn can't really touch me. I guess he can go for Leech Seed, but yeah. Now, I had a couple of options right here. I was so close to going for Volt Switch. But in the end, I just went for the safe play. I went for the Heat Wave. I did not want to Roost up right here because if he switched out, that would be really bad for me because I needed the switch initiative. But I really expected to stay in at this point. I'm not sure. I just want to make the safer play. I go for the Heat Wave, and this thing comes out. I have no switching for this thing, and Overheat will take me out from the range I am at, and that's kind of why I was talking about going for the Roost earlier. If I had a Roost up earlier, I could have been able to take an Overheat, but now I cannot. So I'm going to switch out into my Alzheimer's. Just, you know, I'm feeling I can wall this thing. And he goes for Grass Knot, and I'm just like, shit. And he's EV just so he does about 50% to my Slowbro. I actually originally ran some Spadef in the Slowbro, so if I still had that, that would have been actually pretty nice because I would have been able to live one. Just a little bit, like 52 EVs I originally had. So I expected to go for another Grass Knot. I go into my AV Scrafty, get the Intimidate off, and he's just going to go for a Grass Knot. And, I really expected him now to go for the close combat, so I go for Fake Out, and he actually doesn't because I guess he realizes that if he goes for close combat, I will be able to one-shot him with the Drain Punch, and he knows he can't one-shot me because I have the Intimidate on him. So I'm just going to go for the knockoff. No, not the knockoff. I'm going to go for the Fake Out, and that's not going to do too much to his freaking Gastrodon because Gastrodon's a freaking beast. And right here, I don't remember exactly what he does. What does he do? He actually withdraws. He makes a double switch. I'm going out into this thing, hoping to get a Roost off, and he's gonna double switch out into this thing. And I'm just like, oh shit. Now I'm just gonna have to take the Overheat. He actually goes for Flare Blitz, and I'm hoping I can live this because I'm defensive. But no, I don't. But I do have the Rock Helmet instead of the Leftovers, so that's going to do some damage to him, as well as some Life Orb damage, as well as the recoil damage. So I'm kind of happy with that. Because his Infernape is a real low amount of HP. I have no switch-ins for this thing, so I'm just happy that this thing might die right here. And I'm going to go on my Scrafty. I had to play it safe. I have to go for the fake out, because if he did not stay in, that would be really upsetting. And he's just going to go on a Ferrothorn. That was a really good play, because I'm going to be taking that Rock Helmet damage and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, I'm Adamant max attack, so I'm thinking Drain Punch might do a little bit of damage. I don't know exactly what set he is. If he's fully defensive, it's probably not going to be doing too much. But if he does not have that much defense investment, he's more Spadef, then I do have a chance to, you know, one-on-one this thing. So as you see, I'm going to go for the Drain Punch. I actually get quite a bit of health back, but not doing too much health to him. So I'm pretty upset about that. I really am, because now it seems that he can probably one-on-one my Scrafty, and he's just going to go for the lead. See, it's not looking good for me. Scrafty, oh my god. Just pull up your pants. Come on, you got to come through for me. But Scrappy's not looking the best situation right here, so I'm going to have to switch out. Alright, right now, Moxie has a ton of momentum. I'm not looking in a good position, and I have to make some predictions if I want to win this match, because he's predicting me all over. To be honest, I'm not in the best position, so I'm going to go to Sunny side, because I want to get my rocks back up on my side of the field. He has rocks on his side of the field. I don't care, because my Zapdos is gone. I really don't care. It does not hurt much anything on my side of the field. I want to get my own rocks now. I really just do. And I guess he realizes he cannot do much to me. He might have also predicted the Fire Blast, which I was really close to carrying, but ended up not. So maybe that might have been a reason why I switched, but he switches out on a Crawdon, and I'm just like, shit. Because this Crawdon can fuck me up. I have no switch-ins. So right here, I expected a Dragon Dance up on me, and I'm going to switch out into my Crocodile. Get that Intimidate off, and I'm really expecting the Dragon Dance right here. Just come on, Dragon Dance. He won't expect the Pasho Berry. He will not expect it, and I might do a really good amount of health to him, but he just goes straight up for the Crab Hammer, which is just, oh shit, he did not go for Dragon Dance. And actually later, after the match, I find out that he does not actually have Dragon Dance on this Crawdon, which is pretty crazy. I thought he was going to be running Dragon Dance, because it really hurt my team if he got a Dragon Dance up. So I'm going to switch out right here, and I guess he switches out himself. I switch out into Scrafty to get the double Intimidate off, and he switches out himself because he just wants to do that. You also saw that he had a Life Orb, so that's pretty good. I can start wearing him down like that. But he switched out into his Latios, and that is really good for me because I am Scrafty and I'm AV. He can't do anything to me. I'm gonna just go for the knockoff. No reason not to. I'm gonna knock off something's item, and if he does stay in, I'm gonna do a ton of damage to his Mega Latios, and I do a ton of damage to this thing. He was actually carrying the Rindo Berry, so he's expecting me to definitely be carrying a grass move on something to take him out. But in the end, I'm going to go for the Drain Punch, get some more health back. Scrafty's looking in a really nice amount of HP. And this Gastrodon is going to get the fuck out and go down. And he's going to go on his Infernape again. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. He's going to take some rocks damage, and I don't know what to do. I'm really expecting this time. He doesn't think I'm going to go into Slowbro. I highly doubt he's going to go for the Grass Knot. And he only has 2 more turns for the Life Orb recoil. So I just have to burn these turns out. He goes for the close combat, and he puts me to the range where Grass Knot will take me out. So right now, I predict him to go for the close combat again, expecting my Scrafty to come in, because I just have to burn one more Life Orb damage for him. So I actually just stay in and go for the Slack Off. I was so scared about this play, because if he went for the Grass Knot, that would have been it. I don't know if I would have lost the game, but I would have been in a really bad position. So I was playing really safely early in the match, and I expected him to think I was going to play safely again and just you know, stay in. No, actually, and just switch out. But I just decided to stay in this time and go for the Slack Off. I was so happy I did that. I was so scared. Like, I was literally shivering through this match, guys. I'm not even joking. This was so intense. This was literally really intense. But I'm looking at a really good amount of HP with my Alzheimer's right over here. And he's going to bring his Mega Latios, and that is definitely a problem. If he has Draco Meteor, he's going to do a ton of damage to me. So, you know, I have a Chansey, and I have a Chansey. I'd switch on a Chansey at this point. I have a Chansey, so I can eat up any hit he wants to go for. And he actually has a Grass Knot. I know he carried Grass Knot. I think it was last week against Good Guy Ghastly for his Hippowdon. And I guess he decided to run it again. So he goes for the Calm Mind right here, and I'm fine with that. I'm just going to go for the Seismic Toss. I really thought I was going to go out into his Ferrothorn, but I guess he did not. And I'm going to do a ton of damage to him because it's a Seismic Toss, do 50 damage no matter what, quite a bit of damage. And I'm going to switch out of my Chansey right over here and go out into my Rooster because I've seen his full moveset. I've seen Calm Mind, Psy Shock, Ice Beam, and Grass Toss. So he literally cannot touch me. He literally cannot do anything to me. I'm a Sylvest. He's not doing anything to me. I'm sorry. I have like base 115 special defense because Scrafty's a fucking beast. So he can't do anything to me. I'm going to go onto this thing. And I think I just go for the fake out again. That was a misplay. Looking in hindsight, I really should have not done that because I'd have taken him out anyway from that range from a knockoff. Fake out would have meant nothing. Really wish I went for the knockoff over here. It would really put me in a better position against this Ferrothorn. So once again, I'm going to try to one-on-one this Ferrothorn because I have nothing for it. I don't want to switch out into my Slowbro because I'm going to take a Power Whip potentially, and he actually does go for Power Whip, so I'm glad he's not switching my Slowbro. I go for the knockoff, getting rid of his leftovers. Now that he don't have Zapdos, I'm put in a really bad position with this Ferrothorn. Sorry, my words. And I'm gonna go for the Drain Punch right here, and guys, look at this. I crit him. Now this was very big. I did miss a Toxic earlier, so that kind of makes up, but in my opinion, this was a little bit bigger, and kind of really sucks because he would have probably taken me out right here, and if I lost Scrafty right over here, that would have been really bad for me. I did miss a Toxic earlier, and his Latios would probably be dead by now if I did land that. So I mean, I don't know, but I really think that was a bit bigger because his Mega Latios, as you can see, is not even doing much in this battle. It could not even look. That was like 20 HP he did from my Scrafty. Scrafty is a fucking boss. Takes out that Mega Latios, and look, Scrafty's already got 2 kills. The first time I sent it out in the MPL, it's already gotten 2 kills. But I'm gonna have to switch it out right here. I am a low amount of HP, but I still want the backup Fake Out plus Intimidate in the back. So I'm just gonna go on my Crocodile, get a Intimidate off on this thing. I have 5 Pokemon off. I'm gonna sack this thing off right here, so that's fine. He's gonna actually go for knockoff, and that's really good for me because he's gonna have to take 2 Life Orb recoils to take me out now. So that is fantastic. He's gonna take me out. More Life Orb recoil, that's fine. And now after this thing is gone, it is 4-2, and I can definitely lose this match because he has a Chronon, and this is the scariest thing to my team. It is literally the scariest thing to my team, so I can definitely lose. I'm gonna go on a Rooster, put this thing at -2. And I'm going to take some Rocky, no, not Rock Helmet, some Rocks damage. And I'm just going to go for the Fake Out. And I know I can actually live one more set of Rocks damage if I do switch out right over here, which I am, because there's no reason to sack off my Scrafty when I can have a backup Intimidate and Fake Out for this freaking Chronon. So I'm just going to go on this thing. Even if he does go for knockoff, I can wall him because he is at -2. And to be honest, even if he does somehow get a crit on my Mega Slowbro and take me out, I don't care too much because he has a Frostlass and a Chronon left. And Mega Slowbro gets bodied by both of them. So I don't even mind. I don't even mind. And Mega Slowbro, I'm just going to go for Slack Off. You have no idea how close I was to going for the Fire Blast. I was so close to go for the Fire Blast because that would have been quite a bit of damage to the Chronon, and I kind of predicted him to switch out right here. And, you know, I should have gone for the Fire Blast, to be honest. I was so close. But I'm going to go on a Steady Side because I know I wall this thing every day of the week. And he is actually going to predict that pretty nicely. Go for the Wake Up Slap. But, you know, when have you seen a Wake Up Slap on a Frostlass? That is pretty crazy. Anyway, it doesn't do too much to my Chansey. Does not at all. And I'm just going to go for the Soft Blow because I want to be at a good amount of health. And I know this thing cannot one-shot me with anything. Knockoff does a ton of damage. It even gets rid of my Eviolite, but it cannot one-shot me. So I'm fine with that. And even if he somehow is able to take out my Chansey, you know, like with his Frostlass after my Eviolite's gone, I know my Mega Slowbro can live any one hit from that Frostlass and be able to take it out. So that was my thought process behind that. He actually carries Brick Break, which is actually pretty crazy because Knockoff would have actually done more. So that tells me he doesn't actually have Dragon Dance, which is pretty crazy. I thought he would have Dragon Dance against me, but his Chronon is going to go down right there, and this Frostlass is going to come out, and I wall this thing. So I'm going to go for Soft Blow right here, and now it's kind of stalled for the next 3 turns. So I end up getting a 4-0 this match, which is so important. To be honest, I felt that Moxie did prepare a lot for this battle. He did play really well. Unfortunately, I did get that crit Drain Punch, although I did miss a Toxic, but, you know, as I said, the Drain Punch was probably bigger, and really, really big. This is really big for us because we are now at a +0 differential or -0 differential, whatever you want to call it, and that puts us in a really good position. We can potentially make playoffs now, guys. I'm actually pretty excited for that. Chansey, you know, you just see me star right here. I think he actually gets a freeze at some point. I think this next turn he does, but we're put in a really good position now. And next week we are going to be going up against Good Guy Ghastly and the Las Vegas Victinias, the Shia tuber himself. He's a pretty funny guy. We'll battle him next week, so don't worry about that. If we do get a really good matchup against them, we are going to look in a really good position against playoffs. Ash has actually won his matches. It's kind of a little bit of spoilers right here, but Ash has won his matches. He just keeps on winning with a high differential, and that's putting us like in a position that we're not going to probably be able to catch up to Ash. So we're going to just have to try to stay ahead of Moxie to be able to get into the playoffs. Anyway, that is it for this battle. This is actually going to be quite a longer video for the MPL, so make sure that like button. I will see you guys next week for week 13 of the MPL against the Las Vegas Victinies. I'm out. Peace.